Hello, Romson. Nice to see you in chat. Hello, everyone else. Can you hear me? I think it should have worked now, but it seems like the first attempt to go live didn't work. So, oh nice, awesome. Thank you for the feedback, Romson. So yeah, today I'm gonna continue my WoW Hardcore playthrough. And I'm right now already in Stormwind. So, yeah. I had gotten the quest of like the old history book from Duskwood, so I'm gonna hand that one in here. And then I'm gonna see where it takes me. Probably gonna Hearthstone to Moonglade to hand in some quests there in, what is it called? Ashenvale? And quest a little bit there. And then maybe go back to Duskwood. What are you up to right now, Romson?
What can I do for you? Safe travels. See you later. Have a good one.
All right. I think I can even just teleport now. Should I maybe do these before? I'm actually gonna use my guide. Move my damage meter. Did this. Alright, I think I'm gonna continue my guide and then do it like that. Romson says, flying to Silithus, just reach Revered with Cenarian Circle so can get my new cloak and at least 2 patterns. Oh wow, that's really nice. I always hated the Silithus grind. I don't know, like I'm always impressed when people get that up so much. I get it with if you get it up with raiding, but like the grind there in the zone is just so long. Like, you know, did you enjoy the grind there or was it more out of necessity? Ah, okay, you grinded some, but majority of rep is from AQ20. Yeah, that makes sense. McFlea says, hey. Hey, McFlea, how are you doing today? Good to see you in stream. Just gonna be some relaxed questing and leveling on my end today, I think. McFlea says likewise, sounds good. Nice. Alright, so we gotta go to Elwynn Forest, to Goldshire, to the inn. I think it's in the inn, I'm not completely sure anymore. Oh, it feels so nice to have all these forms. You know, running around in cat, jumping into water, transforming into a sea lion. It's badass. Back to cat form. Wait, this is the priest from yesterday, isn't it? I think that's the priest from yesterday. Because they're in the same guild and they have a similarly weird name. That was hard to pronounce. Alright. All the running is kind of a little bit wasting my buff, but I think that's fine. Let's give these people some buffs. I also trained my first aid a little bit, so I can now make heavy wool bandages. And I cleared my inventory a little bit too, so it's not as chaotic as it was yesterday anymore. I always like the human inns. They're always like the most cozy, and I feel like, you know, they have like the most warm atmosphere to them compared to the others. Right, the guide sends us back to Stormont. And let's do that. Wrong way. I like those orcs. Which orcs do you mean? Sometimes I'm saying so, oh, like the orc inns, you mean? I've never been to orc inns. I wonder how they're like, but I think like the Tauren areas, they always look so nice. Wasn't my ghost like from my last Druid in like a Tauren like village in like a Tauren inn or something? I think my wisp is like somewhere in a Tauren inn from my old Druid. Because they're so cozy too. Such a rainy day on this layer. Oh, there's still the priest. AFK now. Alright, we don't need to deposit, we don't need to learn anything. Okay, we gotta go to the mage quarter for the next quest. And then head back to Darkshire. I made my Heartstone back to Stormwind for the buffs. It's just so much more convenient. So we're just gonna fly to Darkshire and not Heartstone like the guide says. Oh nice, I was just complaining about the rain and now it's sunny. Oh, this is my favorite pet in the game. Like, kind of like, not hunter's pet, but like pet that everyone can have, you know? We're gonna get that in Feralas later on from a quest. Mike please says he agrees. Dungeon I skipped this time around is Shadowfang Keep. Could still run that actually, but it's also far away. Alright, so I'm just checking my guide right now. It would send us back to Darkshire. Oh, because we have to go there to that tower. This quest is so much running. Alright, I think we can just do it nonetheless. This is supposed to be a chill questing and leveling session, so there can be some relaxed walking from A to B. The way they stand here just gives me the urge to like push them in the water. I wish that was possible. Hmm. Alright, to the flight point. Let's buff some people while we're here.
What can I do for you?
Okay, you can get a buff too. Then we fly off.
Light.
Alright, so from there it seems it wants us to head to the north. To do the Legend of Stalvan there. And then head to Manethil Harbor. So instead of heading to Manethil Harbor, what we could do afterwards is just Hearthstone. Let's see what maybe the guide would let us do in the wetlands right now. Yeah, I'm not in the mood for these quests. Yeah, we're gonna directly go to Ashenvale afterwards, and it's gonna save some time too. Yeah, and I'm not gonna use the guide for that. We're gonna go without a guide. Which I usually like more. It's a little bit more like a natural progression of the story than just following a certain guide. Richard says, congratulations on your level. Thank you very much. Yeah, level 26. I thought I was 27 yesterday, but I'm close to 27. I mixed that up a little bit, but thank you so much. Are you playing Hardcore too? Which level are you? If so. It's always a good feel seeing that my last Druid died at 32. When I get past 32, that's gonna be amazing, you know? I'm really looking forward to that. Richard says I don't play Hardcore. Yeah, fair enough. But it's nice that you came across the stream and that you're watching. I hope you enjoy.
Need help?
This is still a quest from the stockades that I can hand in. And there we go. Now we're 27. Alright, now it's a little bit more walking again. Heading north. McFlee says, I have a priest and hunter each at 20 on hardcore. That's good. Like, that's already further than the majority of people make it, so can be proud of that. And also I feel like after level 20 it gets a little bit easier comparatively because you have more tools available that you can use to survive, you know? Like, the early levels you just don't have much at your disposal. I mean, yeah, the mobs also get harder, but like, if you continue playing carefully, like, it's easier to survive with more tools in your toolkit, so to say, than, you know, just 2 or 3 basic attacks. I feel like most of the times when I die, it's usually out of stupidity, like trying something that is dangerous or being too lazy to like pull mobs back, you know, going into a cave, although I know I maybe shouldn't. Yeah, McFlee says the same, like I get too confident and it gets me killed. Yeah, that's exactly it. But it's also the fun part in a way. All right. Seal form. Back to cat form. Richard says, always keep your head on a swivel. I'm not sure what a swivel is, like English is not my native language. I never heard swivel before. Not even sure if I pronounce it correctly, to be honest. But maybe I would guess it means as much as like, have like, stay focused.
Light be with you. Go with honor, friend. Light bless you.
I'm gonna buff myself now. Oh, never mind, I buffed him. Now I'm buffing myself. Let's go. I think if I remember correctly, this spawns another ghost. You can also just run away, but they're not so hard to fight, so I'll just fight the ghost. I mean, they'd curse me, but as a druid I can dispel the curse, so it doesn't have any, like, negative effects on me. McFlee says you got it pronounced correctly, it means to look all around you. Ah, nice. Thank you very much for letting me know. Yeah, it's definitely something you gotta do in hardcore, that's very true. Alright, off to Kalimdor we go. So for those that don't play WoW, we were here. And because we're Druid, so we were here before on this continent. And because we're Druid, we have a teleport to like the Druids' circle's base, so to say, which is on the other continent in the north. So it's like a fast teleport that we can use. And then we're now heading down to this zone here. Ashenvale. Mm-hmm. It's so much easier traversing this zone if you're a druid too. Just like swimming through the lake in sea lion form is so nice. Alright. Here's the flight path. Also, don't go down this way if you're new to the game. They're like high-level mobs that kill you. You gotta first farm their reputation to pass there, to be allowed to pass there. So don't ever go there at low level. There are sometimes poor druids dying to that. Alright. Now just a little bit of flying and then we can hand in some quests. Or do some quests too. The Howling Whale is the one that I wanted to do, which is like a quest chain. It's a little bit on the higher level side, but I think we should be able to do that. It sends us basically up here to like an area with werewolves. And we have to like follow the story of like what happened there. And it's actually, I actually like the story. I can maybe even read it out while we do it or something like that. And that's then also the one that sends us back to Duskwood afterwards to do some things in Duskwood. And I think you even talk to, like, if you complete that quest, you even talk to the leader of the Night Elves at the end and get kind of like rewarded by their leaders. This quest line we can definitely continue too. It's a good one for our level range. This one we can try. The stone talent stuff I'm definitely gonna skip. I don't like that area, it's just too much walking. And I think it would also make sense to do the quest here at the beach. Although they might be even too low level by now. Richard says, oh yeah, I know about that area, the Timbermore Hold. Yeah, exactly. I think it's like a really cool thing that you can get the reputation with them, you know, and get like recipes and stuff like that. I think that's super dope. And we also got to do the quest line that gives us, that's the cleansing, this quest line that gives us the possibility to transform into a furbolg as well. So we're gonna get a rod that lets us transform into a furbolg. It's kind of like a fun trinket or something like that early on, so it's a little must-have, so to say. I think what I also want to do is with my add-on for the auction house, like the auctionator add-on, you can set like certain searches for items that you want. So you can like monitor the prices and quickly check it out and buy it when it's cheap. And one trinket that I really would like to have at max level is the one that lets you transform into like another race, and then you can just like, I don't know what the night elves transform into. Let's check. Maybe it would be cool if they would transform into trolls. But I forgot what the trinket is called. Let me move my window here. Hardcore WoW trinket. Sick. WoW trinket at a race. Orb of Deception, is it that one? Yeah, I think it is. Richard also says Orb of Deception. Is it just random if you transform into an orc or a troll, or is it like based on your previous race? I wonder which level it is. Because I think I remember it's It's not buy non pickup, so Gnome becomes Tauren, really? Let's check the comments. Oh yeah, here that says Gnome male, Tauren male, Gnome female. Alright, Night Elf female, Undead female. Oh no! That's so sad. I don't want to be an Undead female. I wanted to be a Troll, an Orc, or a Tauren. Man, maybe I'll just get that on my Troll. I'll just get the flute on this character. Damn, that's sad. Well, at least I checked it out before I bought it and was disappointed that I transformed into an undead. Hi Nasi, by the way. How are you doing today? Nasi says good. That's good to hear. Yeah, this is the one that we're gonna get. Gonna look like that guy. CD says, good morning, Ace. Good morning, CD. How are you doing, CD? No, as a night elf, we gotta kill some spiders so we can maybe make some, higher level spider kebab. RP-wise, at least. After we've been trained to like spider kebab in the starting zone in Teldrassil. CD says, not bad, just woke up, about to go on a morning walk. Oh, that sounds really nice. Is it good weather today where you live? Here it's like very cloudy. It's like with like heavy rain clouds, but it didn't rain yet at least. Alright, the Howling Whale. So I promised to you guys that I'm gonna read this out because I like this quest. Though we have put many resources and much effort into driving the remaining demons from the Felwood to the north, our success have been few. We have been able to keep much of the demonic presence from Ashenvale. To the north, near the Felwood border, the ruined shrine of Melthundress has been overtaken by mysterious wolfmen. Their chilling calls have led the area to be known as the Howling Whale. The tome of Melthundress kept at the shrine may shed some light on why these wolfmen have come. So that's the quest that I like. That's also gonna send us back to Duskwood. CD says, it's sunny and hot over here, but that's cloudy weather, sounds nice. I guess it's like, you always want to have what you don't have, right? Like, I would love to have the sunny heat right now. I gotta be in my sweaters. Yeah. But yeah, I can try to send some of these clouds your way, Maybe it cools down. Or maybe I can read this quest too. I like the quests here. Listen, I don't know who you are, but I need your help. My sisters went to take back the branch of scenarios from the satire. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been 2 whole days. Ace, you have to find them. They were looking for the ruins of a Night Elf temple in Xavian to the northeast. I don't know what to think. Look for Anila. She was leading them on the search. All right. D says, lol, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Get these quests done. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, I still have to do this tome quest I think I should be able to do it by now, to be honest. Nasi says, what's the next dungeon? I think I might want to run a BFD, maybe, while I hear if it it's probably not gonna be today, though. But yeah, I think some dungeons would be nice. I think I'm going the wrong way. But yeah, either I think I might even skip BFD. Like, I'm really in the mood to run Gnomagon. So maybe I'll just, depending on how much fun I have leveling, maybe I'll just like run Gnomagon next time. I mean, soon I can as a healer. Maybe tomorrow. The thing is, guys and girls, I'll be in holidays for like away from home in holidays for 1 week. So Monday till kind of like Monday, I'm gonna be gone. I'm really looking forward to it. So I might post some things on Instagram, but I'm not gonna do any gaming because I don't have a gaming laptop anymore, just my computer. Lazy, I know. Isn't that awesome? Like, that's definitely a great thing about living in Germany. Like, we have like great holiday times. Like, it's good work-life balance, I would say, with like the amount of like days that we get for holidays and then the public holidays and stuff like that. It adds up nicely. Yeah, I'm actually gonna see my family, like my mom and her husband. Like, I'm not gonna stay at the same place like them, but they're gonna be in the area so I can meet up with them sometimes. Looking forward to having some time with the family members. But I'm also glad I don't stay in the same place like them. It has to be a bit balanced, you know? Alright, right now I'm just sneaking to their leader here. I'm also gonna clear these guys here now, just so that they're not in the way if I wanna run away. Nasi says, yeah. Yeah, this is so much smoother than when I was here at low level. Nasi says, you should try Aussie summer. Snakes, spiders, crocs and sharks. Yeah, that sounds pretty dangerous. Like, I would not be prepared for that, I think. Like, we don't have so many dangerous animals like that in Germany, definitely not. Alright. I also got the better mana juice, the sweet nectar. So, yeah, I stocked up on some things that I was running out on. I used my wrong skill. Alright, that was smooth. Nice, so we can hand this one in. Alex says, hello, GG on going again with the druids. Druids are always fun. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, I like druids too. It's so much fun to level them, especially. Alex also says, hello everybody, take care and reach 60. Thank you, Alex. How are you doing today? Gonna hand the quest in over here. And then we're gonna unlock the escort quest. But that's a little bit tricky to do alone. Actually, I can just kill some guys instead of just sneaking by. They die so quickly, and we still have the buffs. Get some extra XP on the way. Alex says, my first hardcore character was a druid and I died near the bear cave in Aberdeen. I was in bear farm and I got mauled by Mama Bear and her cubs. Oh no, yeah, the den mother. Yeah, that one can be mean. I'm doing very good, thank you. That's good to hear, Alex. I'm happy. What are you're up to today? Are you gonna play a little bit hardcore as well, or just taking it slow for now? Oh, you know, guys, what I could actually do is I could do what Takedown recommended yesterday of just using my... Oh, I can also use my barbaric braces now. Can use some intellect gear so that I level up my weapon skill a little bit faster. Alex says, was the 32 Druid you lost your highest? It was my highest ever since I got back to the game. So I used to be an officer in a raiding guild and I had different level 60 characters. I used to main a priest, but I also had a druid that I like to play as like my main alt. So I had a druid at level 60 and I had priests at level 60. But my priest died to disconnects and my druid died to my own stupidity. So yeah, right now this is my highest character, this druid. Sorry that I'm moving around so much. I feel like I gotta move a lot today. Like I have like muscle ache from my training, so it feels like annoying if I just sit the whole time. Alex says, but not in hardcore, right? When you were an officer? No, I was an officer in a hardcore raiding guild and a priest class lead. The guild that I'm still in, we used to raid on Stitches, like the hardcore server, like one of the hardcore servers in EU before the anniversary servers released. And then we moved with the guild to Soulseeker, which is the EU anniversary hardcore server. I put my intellect gear on to train my mace skill and then I didn't use it. Here we go. Alex says, GG, go girl, raiding guild on hardcore, nice. Thank you, Alex, I appreciate it. I was, hardcore WoW is the first type of like WoW that I really played. Like, I wasn't a WoW player before that, but I found hardcore like sounded so interesting. How is my mace skill doing? Oh no, we're behind again. I'm training it so much and I'm still so much behind. Terrible. But it's definitely going faster now with my intellect gear. That was a great idea. Alex says, the idea of losing your character and that's it. It's fun and sad at the same time. Yeah, it really sucks if you lose your characters. Especially to disconnect, you know, like, because otherwise you feel like, oh, I could have done something. Like when my druid died out of like mistakes that I did, I was like, okay, next time I'm not gonna make these mistakes anymore, you know, but if it's to a DC, it's just demotivating. That's why I continued my break a little longer afterwards. Do we have here King's Blood? Yeah, it's... Wanna get it up to 130 right now at least. That would be nice. The May skill. What's your highest character, Alex? Like in general and at the moment? I have a level 52 Dwarf Priest on Doomhowl. Oh, that's really nice. Big rats, close to 60. Do you also run dungeons and stuff, or do you mainly like quest in the open world? I imagine as a priest you would also heal, I guess, or you shadow priest. Let's see, I'm gonna hand that quest in, then I'm gonna go back through the village. Haven't been playing too much hardcore. Summer come kept me busy with stuff. I did a little bit of dungeons, but I also played a bit on Shadowspec for solo experience. It was fun. Yeah, I think Doomhall is also the anniversary server, isn't it? If I remember correctly, the NA anniversary server is Doomhall, right? Because that would mean you also can have dual spec if you're on the anniversary server, right? But the old servers still don't have any dual spec. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's nice, yeah. Did you get dual spec? So you have like your shadow spec for open world and then your holy spec for dungeons? Yeah, the anniversary hardcore servers, exactly. I don't know, it kind of feels like a little bit like yep, shadow and heal. I like that, yeah. I feel like it's a little bit like, it feels like if people play on the other hardcore servers, it feels a little bit like if someone plays on Horde, you know, like, it's like, okay, we love the same game, we do the same things, but it's like in a different type of reality where we can still like not really interact with each other or stuff like that, you know. That's like an extra faction. It's like Alliance, Horde, and then other servers. All right.
Well met. For the Alliance.
I'm gonna get... No, I'm not gonna get this one. Gonna get the one that sells for more. Read the tab time on souls in Nitra and Satinar. We can do this, and this is the escort. I'm not gonna do that. Alex says, I think anniversary is better since you have some improvements. I really like the phase approach to it, you know. I really like that about it. And I also agree, like, some of these improvements are just, like, very convenient. Like, I mean, it goes a little bit more away from the complete classic experience, but for me personally, it's just been a nice experience on the anniversary servers. Alex says, I also played on non-anniversary hardcore, but I think my highest there is 25 or something. Ah, okay. Yeah, my level 60 rating character when we left Stitches, so the non-hardcore anniversary server with the guild, we had like a little goodbye party in the troll village, like close to Moonglade, and we PvP'd there, and we had like respawns of the trolls when I was like and close to like the PvP duel to being over, and I had used the fear the second that they then like respawned and they got feared and triggered to combat, and I died, but it wasn't a big deal seeing that we moved the servers, like otherwise I wouldn't have PvP'd there. But it was just like such a fun feeling, like it's like this, as that death I think is like the hardcore death that I never regret it because we left the server, so I didn't need the character anymore, but also because it was just like the only time in hardcore where I felt like I could play and just have complete, like, only focus on fun and not think about survival because it didn't matter anymore if my character survived or not. It was just such a fun feeling. Alex says, yeah, it was a willing goodbye. Yeah, exactly. All right. Gonna get this quest to cure the girl. And we can actually do that right now because it's very close by. Just gonna collect some stardust from some plants, and then there are a few mobs around that we just have to avoid or kill. It always feels so nice and peaceful here. The ruins of Stardust. We're gonna be in a lot of ruins in this area. Just so you know. Get prepared for some ruins exploration, so to say. Look at this, isn't this beautiful? Alright, time to continue training my mace. And they don't follow me though. Not the best mobs for that. These are the Stardust plants that we need. Richard says you speak good English for a German. Thank you, Richard. I do speak English a lot. Like, I speak English every day. Oh, I hoped I could still open it before this guy attacks. So Alex says, so now you play by yourself here. If you mean that if I'm not in a guild anymore, I'm still in the guild that I was in, an officer in, before I took my break. But now I'm not an officer anymore, and I'm glad about that. It's a lot of work being an officer in a hardcore raiding guild. But yeah, right now, today at least, I'm just like solo questing a little bit on the side and taking it chill. But I do like to run dungeons with guildies, and if I get back to level 60, I would like to sometimes raid with my druid too, as a resto druid. Guild pressure, guild drama. Yeah, there's always like, or just like organizing a lot of things, you know, if you have a guild with like multiple hundred people that like some people raid, and you gotta like check raid logs, you gotta train people, stuff like that, you know, you gotta announce things for the guild, and like I was responsible for communications from like officer discuss things to guildies and stuff like that, so you gotta be in every meeting that there is so that you stay up to date and stuff. It was like a really fun time, but it was also just a lot of work. So it's nice now just playing the game and, you know, having fun with it, enjoying how it goes and taking it chill. Just like logging in and playing, you know, playing hi in the guild chat, playing with guildies, but like not having the other responsibilities. So I think we should hand this one in. I think it gives a follow-up, but I'm not completely sure anymore. But seeing that we're so close by there, can just do that. Get yourself a new buff. It's funny when you buff warlocks and they're just friendly and they buff you back and you just get like 10-minute underwater breathing, which you usually don't need. Like, it's so useful if you need it, but in most situations you don't, right? So it's like always a nice and funny little buff to get back. All right. Here is the stardust for your sick daughter. Can I already get the next quest? Oh, I can. Oh, nice healing shoulders.
May the stars guide you.
Oh, you know which dungeon I would also like to run soon is RFK. Healing RFK. That would be fun. Maybe I'll wait till at least 28 though. So I get some more skills, but 30 would be a little bit better seeing that I'm also not specced into healing. Oh yeah, talking about being specced. McFlee says skinning in RFK means gold. I'm not a skinner anymore though. That's the only downside. Nasi says, can't believe this game is 21 years old. What do you think about a WoW 2? How would you make that game? I don't know. I think a WoW 2 could be cool too, but I feel like it would be very different from Classic, of course. Like, it would probably be more similar to the current WoW, right? It's like, because it's also such a game that like evolved over such a long time. It's like, where would you continue from, you know? Or like something like if it's a classic experience too, you know, if they bring out like a revamped classic, like kind of what they seem to be up to do. That could be maybe like a type of classic 2 experience. But I would like that. I think one of the nicest things about WoW is that they have a great art style, right? Like, I feel like that makes like even areas like this that are very old, it still makes them pleasing to look at and to be in, because it's just a certain art style that like you grow fond of, you know, and it doesn't get like old. It's like kind of like if you watch a manga, or if you read a manga or watch an anime with an art style that you like, you don't really get like tired of it just because it's not up to date, so to say, right? So I feel like if they would keep the art style, like what they also did, I feel like in retail a lot, that could be helpful. Richard says, I really don't play retail anymore. I prefer classic. Only time I get on retail is to do the old raids for transmogs. It old, but it's so familiar. And Nasi says timeless art style. I agree. Well said. Yeah, thank you, Nasi. I can see that like that's also the case for other people too, yeah. Alex says I like some upgrades on retail, but classic is so familiar. Yeah, timelessness. Yeah. Like if there would be a WoW Classic 2, I would just like to be a Dryad. I would run around like a Dryad everywhere. I mean, like, they're so cute. They even look like a fantasy deer, you know? They don't even look like a normal centaur. a dear mermaid, land maid, or something like that.
Hi. What is nature's call?
So this is the quest where we went to like the little lake where the murlocs were, and there was this guy that like had looked for a rod to cure the land, and he got killed, and we then like killed some murlocs to get like a part of that rod from the murlocs. So now the Ren, the like huntress lady in the village, basically sent us here so that we talk to this Sheldron Druid to help us with the quest. And she's saying, I wish your tidings were better. Rain is correct. I know about Daltol's creation and the treants in the area, at least I did once. They've become corrupted now, their nature twisted. If your goal is to find the next piece of the rod, then you have to find the key to open the chest it's in. The wooden key is one of the treants northeast of here near Felwood. Once you have it, look for a small glade west of the road. The chest should be hidden around there. So this is basically the quest for the rod that lets us transform into a Furbolg later on. Alex says, dear yacht. Yeah, exactly. And Alex also said, maybe there's a version of WoW Classic where you can do it in an HD or upgrade it, but they shouldn't change the art style. Upgrade it instead, yeah. Alex also says, TBC is also nice. I love Blood Elves. I love their art style, their arrogance, and their whole Silver Moon area. Yeah, I think Blood Elves are cool too, but I just like... I like playing elves because I can play a druid, but I would prefer playing a dwarf. What time is it? 4:30. Someone's whispering me if I want to come BFD. I don't think I have the time for it. I'm gonna meet friends at 6. So I do want to log out a bit beforehand to have some time to prepare. Yeah, someone asking for the BFD, but yeah, I don't think it fits too well. Yeah, it would have been nice. I like BFD. Do you have any previous streams for healing dungeons? Yeah, I do. Let me think. Or let me see. I did heal... I did not heal too much, being honest. I think I healed dead mines once. I can maybe also, what could help is maybe I can just continue like writing which roles I did in the titles too, if that's interesting for you. Alex says, I can look it up, no worries, was just curious if you did dungeons before. Oh yeah, I did dungeons on this druid before. I also two-manned dungeons and stuff like that. On this druid not as much as on the other, because not all my friends are up for two-manning dungeons. Richard says, I play a human paladin. Alex says, nice Richard, do you enjoy paladins? You also play on hardcore? And Alex says, Richard says yes, and Alex says sure, sure. And then Alex says two-man the dungeons. Yeah, I like two-manning dungeons if I have friends to do it with. Richard says, oh no, I don't play at hardcore. And Alex says, how does that work with the big level char pre-60? So in hardcore you cannot run dungeons with like a big level difference. Like there's a lockout for dungeons at a certain level, so you cannot like get boosted in a dungeon by a high character. But basically we just like run dungeons and you just pull a bit more careful and be a little bit more strategic with 2 people instead of like 5 people or 3 people. Like I sometimes feel like a well-organized 3 people group is like safer than an unorganized 5 people group. Alex says, I say hardcore is fun, and if you try, Richard, you'll have fun. Alex says, what about bosses? You can 2-man the bosses? Yeah, you can usually 2-man the bosses. So I was like 2-manning, for example, with Lake. Like, but I also died 2-manning AFK, you know, keep that in mind too. It's not all nice, it's also dangerous, of course. But yeah, like we were, for example, me as a druid and Lake as a paladin 2-manning some things. Or we were like 2-manning, I was 2-manning Shadowfang Keep with Zioma as a paladin up to, we didn't do the last boss. We found it a bit too sketchy because he mind controls and he summons you back in the room. So in Shadowfang Keep we skipped the last boss, but we 2-manned that until the last boss. Alex says, I'm impressed by your skills. You are a god of hardcore, Ace, a goddess. Now you make me all shy. Thank you. I'm decent. I'm not a bad player, but I'm also not a goddess in a hardcore. I know a lot of people that play better than me. Like and I played with a lot of great people that taught me a lot, which was very useful. Alright, we gotta kill the treants here, or the rot. Alex says, arrogance is a killer in hardcore, you have more experience. That lookout is a good way to stop boosting, and that's cool because I find out what crazy things you can attempt. Alex is asking, what level are you, Richard? I love how you guys in chat also chat with each other. I think it's super cool. Oh, there's an herb. What is it? Alex says, WoW has this power to make people interact. Yeah, that's very true. That's especially WoW Classic, I feel like. Alex says, from hardcore stories to level up to the general experience. Yeah, definitely. Right, guys, I'm just gonna re-equip my proper gear right now instead of my intellect gear. Alex says, of course, WoW Classic, yes. Ah, there's one of the tree guys that we need. The crazed tree guys that got corrupted by the fell magic. Alright, so I changed my gear back from I had my healing gear on because I wanted to train my mace originally, but I end up being more in cat form, so I just decided to come back and equip my normal gear. That's way better. Oh nice, another herb, a king's blood. Oh, another crazed agent that we need. Ah, he dodged. A withered ancient. Can also take him out for the key. Oh nice, another herb. This is good for hurrying. Sneaky, sneaky. Don't parry me. All right. Here we go. Maybe it still levels up my herbalism. Oh yeah, I gotta remember to train my professions too. Nice, there's another one. Oh nice, he saw me, but I still got the hit in. That's good. They would be cool to play too. So now that I have like my skill points a little bit more in this, I can also start power shifting sometimes a little bit to get a little bit more energy to do a bit more damage. But it's a little bit of mid-maxing. They walk so like relaxedly, you know. I'm gonna get the wolf there too. Chiltrians and cat comes from the shadows to rake them. Exactly, that's how it goes. Nice. Did I get the key or did I not get it? Oh, I already got it. My bad. Oops. Killed some poor treants for no reason. Alright, so we're gonna get that chest now from the treants. I'm just gonna sneak in and get it. Think they should not be able to see me. Your last previous live episode says dead mines and stockade, so I assume that's where you healed or at least did dungeons. Yeah, I did dungeons, but I did not heal there. I DPS'd in stockades. I had just gotten a nice mace and I didn't want to heal and disequip it in stockades. And I tanked, so to say, in the Dead Mines run. But the Dead Mines, like, we wanted to duo until Smite to see if I get the mace from Smite. But then we got a really nice tip that with the rogue you can just open the doors without having to fight the bosses. So at the end we just fought like the first boss and Smite, but we didn't get the mace. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. What am I doing? I'm such an idiot. I was focused on chat and I didn't realize I was going too far and I just ended up in fucking Wellwood. Oh my god, I'm glad I went engineering. I would have been dead there. I would have been dead there for sure. I heard it's racing. Ah. Yep. McFlea says, oh my gosh, lol, and Alex says, we. Yeah, definitely. Alright. HK7 says, hey, are you German? Hey, HK7. Yeah, I'm German. Are you German too? Or is it my accent that told me off? So you gotta interact with like an item. Gotta go into like a cave-like area. So it's not really the best, and I'm a bit afraid that they might see me because I am a few levels below them. Should maybe mark this guy. Or maybe even take him out. I think he's the only patrol in here. Yeah, I'm gonna take him out. Yeah. Okay. Alex says so much for being sneaky. Yeah, I do have to. I can't go completely sneaky because I do have to clear some of them here, I think, if I remember it correctly. So I do want to have a little bit room to kite if needed. So the thing we need, I can show you, is down there. So I need at least the space here a little bit free. Yeah, usually I do this with my priest because I do all the quests here because I want to get the cat mount on hardcore at some point with the dwarf priest. Alright, we're getting a patrol over there. I feel like still I'm being sneaky about this. Alright, should be the last one that we have to take out for the quest. gonna turn up the volume a little bit so you can hear this. I think he's gonna talk. Okay, she doesn't talk, she just shows it. Alright. The numbers of my companions dwindles, goddess, and my own power shall soon be insufficient to hold back the demons of Felwood. Goddess, grant me the power to overcome my enemies. Hear me, please. My need is desperate and my cause is just. What? What is this? Could this be the answer to my prayers? Elwynn has granted me a weapon, the sight, to defeat the demons. That's it. Romson says, I have decided not to go for the exalted down rep if my rogue dies. Next time it's just gonna be whatever epic mount that race have. I love the elf mounts, but I'm not gonna give up on any, like, I just know if I, like, get up a priest to level 60 and raid with it, and it's gonna be my main, and I did not level up in the Night Elf zones, and I did not get up my red rep, I'm just gonna be disappointed with myself. So every priest that I make, I'm gonna do all the Night Elves quests just in case. And that's that. There's no other way for me. I just want to have that cat mount at some point. But I'm gonna save up the rune cloth and stuff. Like, I'm not gonna invest it. I just gonna invest it as soon as I have everything together to get have enough rep for the mount. Alex says the priest pressure. Romson says, yeah, but you got to do it again. The questing is fine, but yeah. Who says, can you say good morning in German, please? Yeah, I can. Guten Morgen. Wie geht es dir? That's like, good morning, how are you? No, now do it in Danish. I don't speak Danish. Can do it in Italian. Ciao, come stai? Tutto bene? I do speak a little bit of Italian, but it's a bit rusty. Same with my Spanish and French. So, let's see. Might make a little coffee break soon. We can actually free the highborn soul. Nice, Alex speaks Italian too. I'm basically saying I'm very brave for playing hardcore, if I understand it correctly. Steve is saying, hello Ace, I hope this day finds you well. Thank you, Steve, I'm doing good, how are you? Who says, what's the best coffee there? I'd like to get the Italian coffee, the Lavazza coffee. Nasi says, can you do Australian for me? I don't know, like, I'm bad at, like, understanding how, like, different accents work, but, like, I would guess it's, like, the way you write it, I would guess it would be, g'day, mate. Is that how you say it? Ethan says, hi, Ace. Hi, Ethan. How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a little. Alright, so here we gotta watch out a little bit because there are stealthy mobs in there. So it's easy to get overwhelmed. Steve says close enough. Thank you. Oh nice, there's a mage. You know what? Let's take this chance that they cleared there a little bit. Not sure if they cleared the whole area, but it seems like they cleared quite some things here. Yeah, except the area that we need to go to. Oh yeah, there's a stealth guy. I'm probably gonna pull the other one. No, okay, that's good. I once had like, I think my first ever blue drop in hardcore was from this area here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I also have to buff myself again. Making some inventory space by using my consumables. Hugh says demons always drop the goods. And Ethan says, what are you doing, Ace? I'm right now just doing some quests here in Ashenvale, so I gotta click this thingy there. This like circle to free some souls that they enslaved, basically. And yeah, in general, I'm just having a very chill morning questing session. Or not morning, but midday questing session. What are you up to, Ethan? I think there was a way down here. Yeah. Should we already do this? I think I have to go back here either way, so I think I'm gonna hand this one in. And then maybe head to the inn and log out in the inn. Though I don't know if that makes sense. Just so much running each time. But yeah, I think it makes more sense still to get rested XP. And we can hand in the werewolf quest to get the follow-up from that. Alex says, this is it, time's up, you're ending the stream. No, not yet, still a few minutes, but I think, and then like maybe 15 to 30 minutes, I'll probably end the stream. I'm gonna do some quest ins and stuff like that. So I'm gonna hand this quest in, I'm gonna hand that quest in. I think that quest there gives me the follow-up for the werewolves, so yeah, a little bit still to do, but probably no crazy action anymore. Just something like this, you know, some herbing, Hmm. Oh yeah, that one sends us actually a lot around. So yeah, we're gonna do this quest too and go to Darnassus and stuff. I was thinking this time around when I hit like level 30-ish to go towards the Shimmering Flats and do some quests there. Ethan says, Ace, my stream rewound itself and I just noticed. So if you asked something I didn't see, I'm sorry, Ethan. Yeah, I think I asked how you're doing today and what you're up to. But no problem. That can happen. Glad you noticed. Alright, so gonna head to the north here. To Rent's Cleansing to hand that one in. Maybe we can do a little bit of that more. Like, yeah, around 5:30 I would like to log out latest. So, but until then we can still do a little bit. Ethan says, just had dinner, some yummy rice with barbecue sauce. I've been into Sengoku Dynasty lately. Oh, nice. Is that rice with barbecue sauce inspired by that too? Maybe. Sounds good. I had some really nice rice with like fried chicken yesterday. And like from this like Lebanese restaurant, and it's so good. They bring like some like fried like vegetables on the side too, and like some homemade sauce, and it's nice and like spicy. So yeah, I really like that. Oh yeah, I forgot I wanted to read this. The final piece of the rod was given to the Druids of Dordanil for safekeeping. I have no idea where they hid it. I'm sorry, I can't help you more than that. All I can tell you is to follow the road that leads towards the Barrens. The Druids took shelter to the east of that road, but they won't be much of help to you. They were killed recently. It's something I don't like to think about much. When you find the final piece, bring it to me and I will help you reconstruct the rod. So we're gonna do this next time. Ethan says, ooh, I like the sound of that. Yeah, that was very delicious. So yeah, we gotta go there. I think, yeah, maybe we can go to the east next time. We can do the Darnassus quest now. Oh, I'm not in the mood to fight bears. Outmaneuvered them. Alright. Back to Astrana, the village. Alright. Yeah, it's so much running, but I'm also a bit too lazy to like kill all the things on the road, which would like give us a little bit more XP. But the thing is like, if I kill everything that we come across, it just would take so long. Oh, cuticles. Yeah, come cuddle. My cat just passed by, one of my cats. And now she's destroying my yoga mat. So typical. Oh, there's the other cat. Hi, Eva. Cat distractions. One of our cats is such a fatso at heart. She just goes around trying to find anything that could be edible. No matter what it is. Alright. Can actually quickly sell some things. Okay, now I got a little bit more space. Oh, I was like, look, the Santa pet looks like a druid. Then I realized it was a player. That's why I feel like a hunter pet sometimes when I'm with like another player in a group. And I'm a druid in cat form or bear form. So I'm pretty sure the next quest sends me to the Nessus from this one. From the Nessus to the Barrens to Booty Bay, and then back to Darkshore. Not Darkshore, Duskwood. The Shrine of Arsena. This is one of the zones where it made me, as an Alliance player, where it made me annoyed at the Horde, because like to the east here there's just so much Horde mining and stuff going on. Like, not mining, but like them destroying the forest, and I like the zone so much.
I am honored.
So she says, the Tome of Malthundrus works in strange ways. The events it records, the events it shows. No one truly understands why it does what it does. Nonetheless, it is clear what Priestess Starsong received. The site of Elwynn bears future investigation. Belinda Starsong was my predecessor here in Ashenvale Forest. At first it seemed she had the situation in Felwood under control, but little by little her efforts faltered. One day she simply disappeared. I was sent here to continue her work. I'm afraid I know nothing of the priestess, however. Perhaps Thintel Bladeweaver, one of the commanders of the Sentinels, knows further details of her disappearance that I was not a party to. Surely she will understand the import of such information. So we gotta go to the Nessus to talk to that lady now. So I'm just gonna teleport to Moonglade and then fly from there to save up a little bit of time. Alright. Jeremy says, my level 27 Druid soul lives on in Ashenvale. Oh no. What happened to you, Druid, in Ashenvale? There are a lot of challenging quests for sure. I'm sorry to hear that your Druid died. Mm. All right. Silva Vilnaveth. It's an interesting name. Dice so sharp talent, thought I could do it. Oh no. Yeah, that's really sad. Yeah, we were talking earlier that like a lot of times it's the overconfidence that gets one killed, you know, like you do things that you know you maybe shouldn't do, but you try them and then it just like still goes south. Like one of my first characters, like that was still a hunter, dwarf hunter, but that died there too back on Stitches, but in the cave with the dead druids, you know, like I thought I could maybe go in there alone, but I couldn't, and I died there too. Yeah, I think, guys, I think I'm gonna hand in this quest in the Nessus, get the follow-up, and then that's probably it. I think, like, I realize I need a break, and I don't think it makes sense to make a break if then afterwards I can't play for much longer. So I think I'm just gonna take like a little bit, end the stream a little bit earlier than I maybe originally thought, instead of taking like a 5-minute break and continuing for like 15 minutes of flying or something like that. Alex says, do you stream every day? I try to stream nearly every day. Like, I stream when I play and it's at different times. So, yeah, it's most days of the week. But next week I'm gonna be at the beach side, so I'm not gonna be at my computer and I won't be able to stream. But yeah, so after the break next week I'll be back and then probably streaming nearly every day again. Did you enjoy the stream, Alex? It was at least the first time that I think I saw you live in the comments, right? Alex says, cool, sounds like you will have a nice holiday. Alex says, yes, it was nice. That's good to hear. Well done. Thank you so much. Yeah, I started like streaming like 4 weeks ago, so always happy about feedback of what people like or what I can improve on. Awesome. We're not getting rested XP yet, so let's just get inside the Nessus so we get rested XP. Alex says, oh, huzzah, congrats. Newbie streamer alert. Yeah, definitely. But it's been really fun, like, especially with hardcore, it's been fun. Like, it's been an extra incentive to get back into it, you know, and sometimes you feel demotivated or something. It's been, like, really nice people in the chat, too. Alex says, I love streamers that just start, because you can interact easier. Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe more, than like people who maybe have like thousands of people watching. It's harder to see all the messages and stuff. That's true. Alright, guys. I hope you have an awesome weekend. I might stream again tomorrow, maybe even late tonight. I have to see. But for now, that's it. Romson says, nice people. I don't know. Well, the best people. Hello. Yeah. And Alex says, well, have fun. And McFlee says, have a good day. Ace. Yeah, guys, have a good day too. Have a great weekend. If you enjoyed the stream, maybe leave a like. If you didn't subscribe yet, but you enjoy the content, after my holidays next week, there'll be more. So feel free to subscribe and stay tuned. And yeah, see you maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow, or worst case in 1 week. Bye-bye.